Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Kuwait pilot stream. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time. Welcome, everyone in chat. It's been a very long time, and it's so very good to be with you guys again. Today, we are going to be taking a look, my first look, at the Flight Factor 777 version 2, and this variant is the 200ER, which is the extended range 777. This aircraft's been in the making for many years. Thousands of hours has been put into making this simulation of the 777 as close as possible to the real life operation. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be examining this aircraft. We're going to be taking a look at its 3D modeling, its texturing, the animations, the sounds, failures, all that good stuff. And we're going to be taking it for a short flight from San Francisco to Los Angeles in the state of California in the United States. Thank you very much, Drishal, there, Badger, Stan, and we have already gifted memberships. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. I'm not sure why the sounds aren't coming on stream, but thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. And I appreciate all the support, and thank you very much for being here this evening. All right, and if you've received a gifted membership from anyone, please make sure that you say thank you. I know Badger looks like he's gifted one, and Rishal has done the same. Thank you very much, guys. All right, we're going to get started, folks. The first thing I want to say is I have had many different flights aboard the 777, whether the Flight Factor version 1 or the PMDG. I've flown the PMDG in FSX and in P3D and in Microsoft Flight Sim. And I have to say that in comparison with the visual modeling, and considering that this is X-Plane and not Microsoft Flight Sim, I would have to say that I was very impressed with the visual modeling of this Flight Factor 777. The amount of detail is just mind-blowing, and the animations are done very well. It brings really the aircraft to life, and what Flight Factor has really done in this version of their 777 is really creating or recreating a very authentic experience, not just from the flight model or the systems, but also from the actual operations of the 777. It allows you to interact with ground control, with the purser, with the first officer, thus recreating a very authentic experience. Now, suffice it to say that Ramses, the lead developer of the 777, is a type-rated 777 pilot, and he has actually sought his type rating just so that he can create this authentic experience. Again, you can see the details there on the model, a very authentic model. Want to also show you guys the belly of the aircraft, and we're going to be taking a look at some more details once we open some of the hatches, but just look at the amount of details here in the landing gear, every little rivet, and yeah, I don't know what everything that you see is and what its function, but you can see you've got your brakes there. You know, you've got, this is probably all the hydraulics feeding in the braking system, and just look at all the details. Absolutely amazing details. You see the this little hose here coming down, or pipe. You can see the difference here. You can see the different type of material used. You can see the clips there. Again, the yellow color there is some sort of a tape wrapped around it. You can see the springs and the bolts. Everything has been just modeled with a lot of care and a lot of finesse. We're going to move here to the nose gear, and again, notice the personnel and the animation there with those guys, and also look at the details there. I mean, the texturing is really of the highest order on this 777. Really very well done. Well, thank you very much for being here. We have Mr. Williams here with us saying, thanks for flying X-Plane. Thank you very much, guys. I am going to look at chat every now and then, but I really want to give you guys, my thoughts on this aircraft. And at the end of the stream, we're going to be able to answer the question that everyone is probably itching to find out what Q8 has to say on whether this aircraft is better than its PMDG counterpart or not. Look at the details there, even the Michelin tires there. You've got on this 777. Look at this beautiful engine. Look at how it's modeled there. Very, very nice indeed. And of course, the aircraft wings, my favorite part, at least when I'm a passenger, is to look at the aircraft wing. Look at that. I mean, this is really some excellent work by flightfactor. Indeed, the very best of their work to date. Very, very nicely done aircraft. Now, going to the cockpit, you'll also notice the authenticity and the level of detail. Everything has been modeled to perfection. Even the colors of the cockpit, you can see here the overhead panel. Very, very nicely done there by flightfactor. And the cabin is fully modeled. Here, let's take a look here. Again, you've got the toilet there. Let me see if I can move up. There we go. You've got your toilet there, or the lavatory, and you've got the passenger cabin, which is just great. I mean, the work that they have done on this 777, the cabin, and all the different configurations that you can apply to the aircraft is simply amazing. This again reminds me a lot of Emirates. I don't know if you guys have flown Emirates in the past, but this is pretty much what their first class looks like, and their business class. Again, the seats, the cabin, everything, the compartments there, everything has been really done to a very, very high standard, and flightfactor really nailed this simulation in all aspects, in the texturing department and the sounds department. Flight model, of course, while I cannot vouch for flight model because I'm not a real world captain, but or real world airline pilot, I can definitely tell you that it flies very, very nice and very comparable to the flightfactor or the PMDG. I found that it's a little more forgiving than the PMDG aircraft, but again, you can see here the economy seat, and this is totally configurable. So they have really just done so much with this aircraft to recreate a very authentic experience, a very realistic experience. The PMDG feels so empty after you fly the flightfactor. Yeah, yeah, it does. It does. All right, so what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be taking a look at the electronic flight bag real quick. We're not going to be covering everything today in this stream, just in the interest of time, but there is a lot more than I can cover in a couple of hours' time when it comes to this flightfactor aircraft. But suffice it to say that if you go to the airplane and then you go to the cabin control, there you have your climate control, the lights, the WC control. If you go to the ground services, you have everything here visually, so you can actually summon the ground power, the bus, the air conditioning. All of this is actually simulated, and you'll see an actual vehicle driving up to the aircraft. You'll already see the chocks, the stairs, and of course we're connected through the gate, so you'll not see the stairs. If you go to the next page, there we go. Where is the next page? There we go. There. If you go to the next page, again, you've got the gear service, so you can actually service all of these engine maintenance. And when you click these, actually, it will open the engine hatch so that you can do it. We can actually go to menu and then go to airplane. And we're going to go to maintenance, and we're going to go to hatch inspection. So here you can actually open again all these hatches and perform the required service. Let's click here on APU, for example, and we're going to head over to the exterior view. Those are nice wing views I created for you guys for this flight. So there you go. You can see here you have the APU there, and you can actually see exactly how the APU looks like, which is again pretty cool. I really like what they've done here. Flight Factor, they've really put in a lot of effort to create an authentic experience with this aircraft. Is anyone experiencing any buffering today? I'm just curious if everything... Hey, Rand, how are you doing, my friend? We've got also with us today Dougal, Trishal, and Stan moderating the stream. Thank you very much, guys, for being here and for your support. Please do let me know if you're experiencing any buffering. So far on my end, it's looking okay. Just want to make sure that everything is okay on your side. Smooth here. Okay. No buffering here. All right. Perfect. Okay. So the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually start setting up. Now, there are multiple ways that you can load up this aircraft and set it up from cold and dark. Now, I do want to show you the interaction with the ground control. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing an instant load of SimBrief, but we're going to also interact with the ground services for all the possible for the pushback and for closing the hatches and what have you. So so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go here to the menu. By the way, this it's also got support for Navigraph charts. And SimBrief, again, is integrated. It's not fully integrated as we speak today, but it's definitely coming very soon. And I will point out some of the things that I would like to have done pronto on this aircraft. Okay, so first thing first, let's go to airplane, and then we're going to go to wait. And actually, before we do that, let's go to external services, and we're going to say get the data from SimBrief, and that will automatically just process everything and download the data from SimBrief. And just very quickly, while this is downloading, this is our flight today. We're going to be departing runway 01 left here from San Francisco. And we're going to be heading to Los Angeles. The weather looks pretty nice. We're landing runway 24 right today through the Ermin arrival. It's still saying processing. I'm not sure why. It's taking its time, I suppose. All right. Do we do this again or do we wait? All right. Let me go back here and go to external services. Let's see here. We can put in everything manually. It will just take a little more time. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with SimBrief here. Let me go back here real quick. Airplane, weight and balance. Yeah, still we don't have anything from SimBrief. Strange, huh? Is SimBrief down or something? Very, very strange. All right, let's try initialize flight. External services. Get from SimBrief. Still says processing. I'm not sure what's up with SimBrief today. Looks pretty good, especially as a person who has many detailed add-ons before. Go test sector. I'm not sure why we're not getting the SimBrief plan here. All right. Well, we're not going to wait, so we're just going to go ahead and do things manually. Okay, so we're going to go to airplane. And we're going to go to weight and balance, and we can do this. Yeah, this is not working, obviously. So we are going to come here and go to our SimBrief flight plan. and we'll just download the data from SimBrief directly. Okay, so if we go here and we take a look at the zero fuel weight for our flight, let's see here. All right, we have, let me go down here and let's see. All right, so zero fuel weight is 380. So we're going to come here and say 380. So a little bit more than that. 380. There we go. All right. So 380.4. 380. 400. Is that it? No. Okay, 3804. Oops. 400. There we go. So, and the total fuel for our flight today is 31.3. Right, 31.3. I think that's about okay right there. And let's see here. So that's, we'll go to the CG summary and we'll optimize the center of gravity. We can add a little bit more fuel. Optimize CG. There we go. Excellent. And then we're going to go back and we can just say loading plane. So we're going to come to loading plane and we're going to say simultaneous full load.
The load sheet is here.
All right, so we already have all the passengers and we have everything on board. Everything here looks good. Now, you can do this manually or ask the ground crew to help you with that, but we're just going to do this here since SimBrief is acting up on us. Okay, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and start bringing electrical power to the aircraft, and we're going to come here to the overhead panel and battery electric. Check out the sounds again. Very nice sounds aboard the aircraft. And this can go on. External power. I love the sounds on this aircraft. Okay. ADIRs are on. And we're going to turn on these buttons here. These are the generator buttons. And arm the emergency light. Window heat can go on. We'll leave the hydraulics alone right now. We can turn on the non-smoking and fasten seatbelt signs on. Next, we don't need anything here. We can set this to auto, and we'll set this one to auto as well. There we go. We'll leave the packs, we'll leave the trim air alone for the time being, and we're going to turn on the APU switch there. NTIs can go to auto, and everything else here can remain the same. All right, the aircraft is powering up now. And momentarily, we'll be able to communicate with the crew. Perfect. All right, now if we go to the weight summary, this is what we have here. All the data looks good to me. And if we go to airplane and weight and balance, now we have also the CG. And all we have to do now is enter this information into the FMC. One of the nice things you'll notice is that you can check the oxygen here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And you can do it on the first officer's side and on the relief pilot seat as well. Brilliant. India Virtual Aviation, welcome aboard. Good evening to you, my friend. Yeah, it's nice to be here after a long time, for sure. Thank you very much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Now, look at this, how the self-test is, and how the flickers and how everything comes to life. Again, they've done this to match exactly what happens in the real aircraft. That's the stick shaker, I believe. And now you can see that the FMC is coming up, and we have the... we'll be able to use the radios momentarily. Let's go ahead and turn on the radios right here, and right here. And still the aircraft systems are coming up. So let's go ahead and start with the FMC. And by the way, if you want to pop out the FMC, you can just click here, and that way, you can have a better, better visuals of the CDU if you don't want to zoom in there. So we're going to go here to the FMC, and we're going to make sure that the correct nav data is there. Everything looks good to me. We're going to go to position in it. We are currently at Kilo Sierra Foxtrot Oscar, which is San Francisco. We're going to copy the GPS position and stick it here. Then we're going to go to the route. Again, KSFO to KLAX. KLAX. Excellent. Today we are Delta 1715. And next we're going to go to the departure. We'll bring the CDO to the side, and we'll bring up Navigraph charts, the best tool available today for flight simulation. Mike Coffee, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. How are you doing, Alex? Now you can see that the cursor is announcing the. Let me go here to the passenger. Why can't we hear it? Maybe, because we did not establish the, we're going to miss that one. Let's go to cab in, and let's very quickly just do the calls here. So let me call the PA. No, we want to call the purser. There we go.
Good day. How do you hear?
Hi, Captain. Hear you loud and clear.
All right. So now we've established the communication with the purser aboard the aircraft. We're going to end this call, and next we're going to go to ground crew.
Good day.
Hello, sir.
All right. So everything is good there, and we're going to end the call with the ground crew as well. Okay, we have the call queue here, so if we hear anything from them, and you can see that the little icons here at the bottom right of the screen indicating that we have now established communication with the first officer, with the cabin crew, and the ground crew. And now we can continue here. We're going to go to the departure through the ASTIC 5. So next page, and that's the one we want. And it's going through the SUSI transition. And we're departing runway 01 left. Excellent. Next, we're going to go to the route page, and we're going to go next. And from here, we are going to fly direct to eBay. So eBay Yankee Echo. There we go. Next, we're going to fly direct to Burgle. BURGL. There we go. Sortie AV, is there more variants coming soon like the old one? I don't know, but I would think so. Just considering how successful this is, I'm sure they're going to come up with the 300ER variant without a doubt, and all the rest of them. All right, we're arriving through the Ermin to arrival. There we go. Ermin through the Burgle transition, and the ILS runway 24 right. Okay. ILS 24 right, and we're going to take a quick look here to see if there are any transitions. So 24 right, there we go. That's the ILS 24 right. And if I look here, we'll see that there is the 11 transition. You see this here, the 11 transition. So we're going to select that here, and routes, activate, and execute. Perfect. So now we have everything here. And next, we're going to go to the perf int. Now, from the perf int, we can just come here and copy the data. So the zero fuel weight is 380. There we go, 380. And the reserves, we can say 12 tons. Cruise altitude today is, if we go back to flights and we look here, 37,000 feet. All right, so 370, and the cost index is 27. Brilliant. At thrust limit, we can derate the takeoff today. And from the takeoff page, we can select flaps 5. There we go. And the CG is 28.6. We'll round that to 29. There we go. Trim is 4. And now we can confirm our speeds. V2 is 141. So we'll come here and enter 141. And cruise altitude is 37,000 feet. I love the sounds on this aircraft. Really very, very nice sounds across the board. And everything here is pretty much done as far as the... So we'll just remember the trim is 4 units. Okay, so now if we look here, by the way, that's the load sheet. And if we click here, you'll see that this is exactly the data we've had. Fuel on board is 39 tons, and then zero fuel is 380.4. Everything here looks good, and we are ready. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to turn on the APU. So let's go ahead and turn on the APU gen and start the APU. Now we can actually go to the checklist, and from the checklist here, not that, but this one here.
Checklist, please.
All right.
Oxygen tested 100%.
Tested 100%.
Flight instruments.
All right, so we just need to set the heading to runway heading. So we'll set this to 010. 010. There we go. 010 is set, and the altimeter is, let's see here. Let's take a look at the weather here real quick at San Francisco, and the altimeter is 3010. All right, so let's set that 3010. Okay, so you guys can follow along. 3010. There we go. 3010 is set. Okay, perfect. 3010. And by the way, you have to set it on the captain's side as well, the first officer's side as well. Otherwise, you'll get a disagreement and you'll get a warning. CR Pike, the perf calculator is the thing very off. I recommend using one built into SimBrief. Well, unfortunately, the one in SimBrief isn't working. Yeah. So. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, you're saying we use the one in SimBrief. Well, that's okay. I think we're okay for this flight. All right, so flight instruments and heading are set.
Complete.
Okay, now we're going to come here to the menu, and next we're going to go to airplane. We're going to go to captain commands, and then we're going to read the pre-flight briefing.
I think we are ready for the briefing. Do you agree?
Yes.
The pre-flight is done and we are ready. All instruments are set, the FMS is programmed and the NCP is set.
I will go through my list. Please follow and confirm. The departure airfield is?
San Francisco International.
Again,
On the
this is part of the authenticity of the simulation. You can actually read the briefing, and the briefing isn't... it's dynamic, so it really depends on it reads the information that comes from the aircraft flight management computer, thus again recreating a very authentic experience while you are flying this aircraft. Flight directors on, auto brake RTO.
Los Angeles International.
Any risk factors you would like to address, Captain?
No additional points to make.
Thank you. Please proceed.
In case of any emergency before 80 knots, we will abort the takeoff. Above 80 knots, we will only abort for a serious issue, engine fire or loss.
Again, you can see that they're currently going through the takeoff briefing, which is, again, very nice. And by the way, it's very educational for someone who's just, starting. It's very nice to know that and I've heard this in real life where the captain, first officer exchange the briefing. So the briefing is now complete. And what we can do now is we can ask the ground crew to close everything. So if I go to up here, we can see that these are already disconnected. So we're going to go back to the menu. We're going to go to airplane, ground services, and we can see that, let's go to the previous page. There we go. So we're going to remove the stairs. We're going to remove the GPUs.
Listening?
And the chocks.
Please disconnect the passenger boarding stairs.
No problem.
All right. So we've removed the equipment here, and you can also go to pilot command. So if you go back to the menu, you go to airplane, and you go to captain commands. It says remove all ground equipment. So it will essentially do the same thing.
Disconnect all ground equipment.
Already on it.
And then we can also request to close the hatches.
Please make sure all hatches are closed.
Now, if we take a quick look here at the
Pressurized,
aircraft,
sir.
we can see that the cargo doors are now being closed. And the doors that you see here actually belong, so these are the responsibility of the cabin crew. So we can come here and we can go to, let's see here, airplane, and then we can go to, is it ground services? No, it's not ground services. It's, is it pilot commands? Let's see, request for, I can't remember where the close all doors is, but we can always come here, and by the way, yeah, you can move the chair. Look at that. Isn't that cool? All right, so let's come over here and let's go to the purser, and we're gonna go to the doors.
What can I do for you?
Close,
We need
close,
this door closed.
and close.
Sure thing.
All right. So now if we look here at the outside, we can see that the doors are closed, and notice the heat blur coming from the APU. Now you can see that all the doors are closed. The beacon light is on. And now we can come again to the purser here and doors to
Would you like
automatic.
something?
Doors to automatic.
All doors are armed. We are ready here.
Thank you, Joe Jones. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. So, chat. Okay, so we can actually now hear the
Aircraft. Take a minute to
passenger
locate the
announcement.
exit
You can
first.
remove this, by the way, if you
Note
want.
that the
If
nearest
this is
exit
something
may
that
be
bothers you, you
behind
can remove it from the
Count
EFB.
number of rows to this exit.
But
Should
yeah,
the cabin ex-
so we can actually now begin the pushback. So we're going to go to the ground crew here, and let me reset my view here real quick, and we can come here and select the pushback and start pushback.
You may start pushback.
All right, so now,
Set brakes.
Park brake set.
all right, trim is already set to 4. And how about that? You can actually drive the pushback truck, which is pretty cool. I really like this feature a lot. I think again it does add to to the immersion and just the operation of the 777. It allows you to push back the aircraft manually. You can choose to automate this if you want, but everyone seems to want to probably see how skilled we are in doing this. So let me just we don't have much. All right, we just have to kind of wing it here a little bit. All right, so let me try to move the pushback truck here. Ooh, okay, so go back. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, it's just it's it's something that I have to get used to, and it's hitting my mic here. So let's see if we can do this. And by the way, you have to be very careful not to actually hit the landing gear. Otherwise, you know, it will damage the nose gear, and then the aircraft will need some maintenance. So let's set up here. That's a comfortable spot here for the pushback guy. There we go. And now we can just bring it slowly to align with the nose wheel. Again, you have to be very, very careful. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see if that works.
You are clear to release.
Woohoo! All right.
Parking brake released.
Parking brake is released.
Commencing pushback.
And there we go. Look at that, guys. All right, and you'll notice that when you apply the pushback truck, it doesn't immediately give it full. It takes a little bit of time to push the aircraft, just giving you the feeling of how heavy the aircraft is. Now this is pretty cool, I tell you. There we go. We'll just push the aircraft back, and then we'll, you know, what we'll do is after the pushback is complete, we will start the engines. But this is really, really cool. From pilot to ground handling is next level. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, I have to say. I have to agree with you there. All right, you can tell that I'm not very good with this ground operation there. Hey, Thomas, how are you, my friend? Glad to have you here. Mark Pierce, welcome aboard. What are you saying? Did you see my message, Kuwait? Don't think the nav lights are on. Oh, we'll take care of that for sure.
You are free to set the brakes now.
Brakes are set.
All right, parking brakes are set.
Thank you. See you at the hand signals.
All right. Let's move the pushback truck out of the way. Now you can just put it anyway away from the aircraft. And then once you click here.
Thanks.
Stand by, sir.
All right. So now we're good here. And the pushback is complete. We can start our engines. So we're going to turn on the hydraulics here. And let's go ahead and start the engine number 2. Right, I just want to make sure that we have the right trim. Yeah, 4 units is already set. And perfect. Doors, all doors are closed. Perfect. All right, there we go. Excellent. Let's take a look here at the...
Pushback complete.
Show me the pin, please.
Pin removed. All clear.
All right,
Thank you very
pin
much.
is removed and all
Good
is
luck,
clear. All right, now you can see that the ground crew are away, and you can see the engine is starting. Just really a lovely aircraft. The simulation with the ground crew, with the cabin crew, is just really next level. Like you know, every one of you guys have just said, hello, Carl, welcome aboard. No worries at all, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Raul. Glad to have you here. Is also an auto start aircraft, so you can flip the fuel switch as soon as you set ignition to ground. Oh, I didn't know that. All right, so we can go to start here now. And we'll try that. There we go. Now, one of the things I really like about Flight Factor is everything has been modeled here. So this is your trim. And this is your auto throttle disconnect button, and this is your toga button. If you're wondering, this is the toga button on the 777, and this is modeled and fully functional. Just about everything is fully functional on this aircraft. What was a little bit disappointing for me not to see in this release was the fact that you don't have the alternates. So this is currently INOP, and the fact that you don't have the alternates, it's going to be impossible to do ETOPS. So the alternates are required to do the ETOPS operations. So you can actually, I'll show you once we're airborne, maybe when we reach our cruise altitude, I'll show you very quickly how to do the ETOPS. Unfortunately, you cannot really do the full thing because you don't have the alternates. So I do have a detailed tutorial on how to set up the 777 for ETOPS operations, which you can search for on YouTube. Hello, Ashley. I think FF is better. That will be added at some point, no doubt. Yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. All right. So we have a good start on both engines. Let's set our flaps for departure. So that's flaps 1 and that's flaps 5. Okay. And I think we did not do the before start check. All right.
Flight deck door. Lock.
All right, let's lock the flight deck door.
MCP.
Set.
Takeoff speeds.
Set.
CDU pre-flight. Completed.
Completed.
Trim.
Set.
Taxi and takeoff briefing. Completed.
Completed.
Checklist complete.
All right, and we can go to...
Before taxi checklist, please.
Recall. Check. Flight controls. Check.
Checked.
Ground equipment. Cleared.
Cleared.
Checklist complete.
And we can go for the before takeoff checklist.
Checklist complete.
All right, so all the checklists are now complete and we are ready to go. Runway 01 left is right there to our left and we are ready to go. So let's take a look here at this rather beautiful aircraft. Just look at that, guys. Wow. I have to say, I am just really, really impressed. All right, nav lights. Nav lights we can turn on. Taxi lights are on, and we can go LNAV and VNAV. And by the way, it is buggy a little bit, but it actually works pretty well. So we are ready to go now, and parking brake is released. We can also turn off the APU, and off we go. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? This is just great. Beautiful looking aircraft. Perhaps I will make shorter videos on certain aspects of the simulation because I think there's a lot to cover in one stream. It would be very difficult to cover everything in just one stream. So there we go. Here's a nice wing view. Very nice sounds. Look at that, guys. Wow. All right. Let's not get too carried away there. I do like the interior as well. Very, very nicely done. Maybe we'll take a little bit more... we'll take a detailed look maybe at the cabin once we are at cruise. Right, here's 01 left. All right, let's make...
1 left.
And you have the RAS, the Runway Awareness Advisory System, also operational. We're going to turn on the landing lights, runway turn-off lights, and the strobe lights. And we are ready to go. So we can come here Let's end the call there. Let's go back to the directory, cab int. There is a call here. All right, let's see what they want.
Listening.
Captain, we are already here. Safety briefing has been read. Cabin is secured.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yes?
Prepare cabin. We are taking off.
Very
All right.
well.
All right, so we're good here. We should have done this a bit earlier, but that's all right. We're going to turn on the auto throttle on. There we go. And we're good to go. Owen, I am flying today from San Francisco to Los Angeles. And you can always type !route to get the route of the flight.
Approaching 1 left.
All right, here we are. Just beautiful. And by the way, the checklist, you can use amplified checklist, and they will be a lot more detailed. So I'm using the abbreviated version of the checklist. I love RAS and how it works. Gotta love it. All right, here we are. All right, let's go. And toga. Oh, yes. Listen to those engine sounds, ladies and gents. Just beautiful. 80 knots, check. 100 knots will ease off the pressure on the yoke. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear is going up. How about that? Wow. Right. Let's begin our turn. And we can begin retracting the flaps. We're looking good. All right, and autopilot engaged. Excellent. TCAS, TARA. There we go. And we're going to put the weather on this side, the terrain on the first officer's side. Just look at this beautiful view, ladies and gents, of San Francisco in X-Plane 12 aboard the Flight Factor 777 version 2. Now, if I'm being completely honest and completely fair in comparing the Flight Factor 777 version 2 and its PMDG counterpart, I have to say that I would give my vote to the 777 version 2. By Flight Factor. The reason being, it's not just the visuals or the sounds, but it's the actual experience flying the aircraft. The guys over at Flight Factor have simulated the actual operation of the PMDG 777. And what you've seen in this stream is only a glimpse of what this aircraft is capable of doing. So in all, the fact that you can open the hatches and you can actually simulate the summoning of the hydraulics, landing gear service, all of that, with the animations both inside the cockpit, from the outside you can actually see the captains. You can see. Let me see here if I can show you. There you go. You can see the pilots there. You can see the ground crew as well doing what they're supposed to do on the ground. All in all, and from a simulation perspective, an overall experience perspective, the flight factor has, without a doubt, won the award of the year. In my view, it is by far the very best simulation of a 777. Let me see here what's wrong with my X camera. All right, enable. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. So we are going to change this here to 40 nautical miles. We're continuing to climb, so let's go and do the after takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist.
Checklist complete.
Right, checklist is complete, and we are doing well. 9,000, landing lights off, runway turn-off lights are off, and the seatbelt signs are on auto, so we'll leave them for the time being. And everything else is in tip-top shape, ladies and gents. Electric fans off. There we go. Can turn those on. Over 100 likes. Well, thank you very, very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your support. And I'll tell you, I'm very, very pleased to have been able to come back here on YouTube and fly for you guys again here on the channel. Looks like we have a restriction here at 10,000 feet, as you can see. And once we clear the restriction, we're going to climb to our cruise altitude of 37,000 feet. There we go. Looking good. Just look at this beautiful aircraft. I've had the pleasure of meeting Ramses, the developer of Flight Factor in Houston during FS Expo 2023. What a fine gentleman he is. And at the time, he told me that we're looking at December for the for the release of the aircraft. Unfortunately, it hasn't materialized, and it took a lot longer to get the aircraft out the door or out of the hangar, for the lack of a better term. But I would say that the wait is definitely worth it. Sim Fanatic is in the house, ladies and gents. Hey, Q8 pilots, absolutely fantastic to see you back on YouTube and streaming again, my friend. Welcome back. Thank you so very much, Sim Fanatic. Guys, Sim Fanatic is a dear friend of mine, and he was actually the guy that helped set up everything in FS Expo 2024 because I was not able to be there. So you can see the maintenance page for this CDU as well. That is correct, Skylar. Yes, thank you very much again for coming in with a $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. That's very, very nice of you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, Symphonic. So during FS Expo 2023, I've had sponsored the content creator lounge, if you will. If you've been there, you probably have seen it. And it was kind of the den for the developer, for the content creators to go and stream and have a good time and relax. And so because I wasn't going and the lounge was, required somebody to help with the setup, Symphonic did a brilliant job setting up the lounge, and they really have done everything. They've exceeded my expectations, I would have to say, as far as how I wanted things to look and how I wanted the lounge to operate. And they just done a great job, really. So Symphonic, thank you very much for your support always. I really appreciate it. Hey, Raul Rodriguez coming in with $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Welcome back. We missed you. Thank you again. Well, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. That's very, very kind and generous of you. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. Is this XP 12.3 beta? No, this is 12.12, the release version. I didn't want to do a beta. I wasn't too brave today, so I figured, let me, let me just fly the release version. Maybe I will do a test in the beta version. I had too many changes today. There was a driver update for X-Plane, sorry, for NVIDIA, so I didn't want to introduce too many changes for this flight. All right, we're approaching 18,000. Barrow is set to standard on both sides, and you can see here that we have the terrain radar works perfectly well here, as you can see, and everything here is looking good. Yeah. Owen coming in with $4.99 in super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. It's good to be back. It's good to be with you guys. Really appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Really, really appreciate all the support, and I appreciate your generosity, and I really, really am very humbled to have this many supporters. Your support, it means the world to me, guys. So thank you very, very much. And I tell you guys, all I say, I've been through a lot, and I've been through a very difficult time, but it's you guys, believe me when I say this, it's you guys, your support, that helped me just stand on my feet again and come and stream again here on YouTube. So thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate all the support and all the love and care that you have extended to me over the years. And I know I've been away for a long time, but my Lord, it's really good to be back with you guys. It's a lot of fun, definitely. And this aircraft is really worthy of having it as my very first stream on YouTube after the comeback. I have been, by the way, for those of you who do not know, I have been streaming on Twitch, but it looks like you guys want me here on YouTube. So there was a message from my very good friend XP72 saying, Q8, we need you here on YouTube live. So here I am, ladies and gents. Simfanatic paused membership while he was away. Yes. I did pause the memberships. So a lot of people were sending me messages as to, hey, what happened to the membership? I did not cancel my membership. Q8, what happened? And during the period where I was absent, I have to say that my communication was very lacking. I didn't really do a very good job communicating with you guys. But the thing is, I knew that I wasn't going to stream for, at least a while. And I felt that it's unfair for me to, have you guys pay for, for support. I know most of you guys actually don't pay to get the badge, or, you sign up as a member just to support the channel and to support me. So I felt that it's just unfair that I that I keep the memberships on while you guys were not really getting any streams from me. So there we go. Virtual Aviation, one day when you're ready, you'll have to tell us the story why you disappeared. Well, I will say this now, and I will not repeat it. And I do apologize if that comes in as a bit abrupt. The reasons for my disappearance has been kept. Of course, I've posted on this, so a lot of you guys know what has happened. The people that knew the extent of what has happened and how it has affected me personally are very few people, and some of them are on stream with us today. And just I hope that you guys understand that out of part of your support and out of respect that you do not ask me this question. A lot of people have asked, the moderators, I will tell you, the moderators were aware of everything that has happened to me. I've kept them informed as to whether I was going to stream or not, but I've asked them not to share any of this information publicly. So if you've asked any of the moderators and they told you they don't know, the reason why they said they don't know was that I've asked them not to say anything. And I really appreciate them keeping everything in confidence. All I can tell you guys is that it was a difficult time. I had to work my way through it. I am back here with you guys on YouTube. So there we go. Yeah, and I plan on making videos. I plan on making tutorials, and I plan on streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. So that's that. I'm very happy to be back, SimFanatic, and thank you again for your support. I'm still waiting for you to come back to me on that question. That stuff that you told me about. So please, whenever you have time, let me know. All right. So as we climb to our cruise altitude, ETOPS is one of the essential things in the 777. ETOPS is normally required when you are flying over the Atlantic, or you're flying over overly populated areas, and you need to be able to divert. So in the case of an emergency while you're over the ocean and you need to divert, you need to be able to do that. So ETOPS was something that was implemented in order to account for that. Now ETOPS, again, there is a very detailed tutorial that I've created. You can search ETOPS Q8 pilot and you'll get it on YouTube. But very quickly, what you need in order to enter ETOPS, let's say that you're flying from London Heathrow to JFK, definitely that's an ETOPS flight, and ETOPS will be required. So in order for you to do the ETOPS, you're going to have to come to RTE and go to RTE2. You're going to put the origin and the destination that you're flying, but without activating the plan. And next, Luke coming in with $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Says, welcome back. Good to see you again, my friend. Well, good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support and your generosity. Thank you very much, sir. Really, really appreciate that. So what you need to do here is you need to enter the origin and destination. And on the next page here, you need to enter three things. You need to enter the entry point into the ETOPS. So the entry airport, normally it's Shannon Airport for the London to JFK flight. And then you'll enter the ETP, the equal time point, which is the time equal to flying to any airport to the alternate airport. So the time equal to flying to any of the alternate airports that you have for the flight. So that would be here in the second one. And then on the third entry, it would be the exit. So if I'm actually to explain this to you guys, let me go to SimBrief and just tell you what that is. So let me just go to dispatch, and I'm just going to show you this real quick because it will make more sense. Let me just say new flight, and I'm going to just say, British Airways, any flight. We're going to depart London Heathrow, arriving at JFK. And I'm going to select the 777-200ER. So that's the aircraft that we're flying today. And what we'll do is you can see the flight route here, and I'm going to say generate flight. Okay, so once you generate the flight, you will notice that you'll have an entry point, an equal time point, which I've just explained, and an exit. So now if you go to your flight, you'll see here, you see the ETOPS alternate. You have Shannon Airport, and you also have Stephenville Diamond Airport as an ETOP alternative. Include also BIKF as an alternate airport. So you can enter all of these three as and don't confuse this with the alternate airport of the flight, but this is the ETOPS alternate. All right, so if we go now to the flight plan, if you go to the briefing, and if you scroll down right after your flight plan, by the way, here in the flight plan, you see this ETP1, entry point 1 and entry point 2. Those we need to enter into the FMC, and those cannot be entered as a weight. You have to enter it by putting the coordinates. So you'll enter north 5204 and whiskey 03. So you enter all of these into the FMC. But if you go right here, you'll see ETOPS operation here. You'll have the entry. You can see the entry at Shannon. Equal time point is here, and you'll need to enter the coordinates. equal time point 2 is right here. So you enter that, and this is the exit. And the exit, you can just enter the airport. So in the FMC here, you would enter the the entry point, which is Shannon Airport, and then ETP1, ETP2, and the exit. Next, after that is done, you go to the alternates, which is ENOP, unfortunately, and enter that, and pretty much you're then done. You can start adding the fixes around your entry point in order to increase situational awareness of the ETOPS and the flight plan while you're there. All right, we're arriving at our cruise altitude now of 37,000 feet, and we can come here and we can go to PA Coal and cruise.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently cruising at our assigned altitude. The weather outside is acceptable and we should make our destination at just about the scheduled time. I hope you are enjoying your flight on this awesome flight factor aircraft.
It is an awesome flight factor aircraft, isn't it, guys? Yeah, Mike Anderson, welcome back. You're like a breath of fresh air. Love your flights. Always fascinating. Thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate it. Very, very kind of you, sir. I appreciate that. Hey there, Diego. Welcome aboard. Honestly, I think comparing PMDG and Flight Factor only divides the community. MSFS users believe PMDG is best, while X-Plane users prefer FF don't. To be very honest with you, I will have to disagree a little bit there. Because I can... there is a lot of things... all right, so what is missing in the PMDG that is not in the FF, and what is in the FF that's missing in the PMDG? And I will tell you right off the bat, the actual the operation, the simulation of the operation is missing in the PMDG. And this extra level or extra layer of realism is something I really, really, really like for one, but also for somebody who wants to study the aircraft. You know, this aircraft, the Flight Factor 777 offers a lot more in terms of studying the aircraft as opposed to PMDG. Now, I can't say that it's way, way better, but when it comes to the actual simulation, the actual experience, yeah, it is much better in my view. And I don't think it divides the community. That's my honest opinion. I think I've you know, for example, when it comes to the Airbus, I have said many times that the Flight Factor Airbus is way behind the Phoenix, for example. So there's really nothing wrong with you know, with saying that, as long as you can warrant what you're saying. So if we go here to VNAV, we're looking good. If we go to the progress, we can see that the top of descent is in about 49 nautical miles. Not a very long flight. Again, look at the beautiful lighting inside the aircraft. Very, very nice. Now, of course, the night lighting probably in Microsoft Flight Sim looks a lot better, and PMDG takes advantage of that. But I still, the simulation, the electronic flight bag, just the alone is much better than that of PMDG's on the Flight Factor 777, I have to say. Just the features, it is a feature-rich aircraft. The simulation of the operation is just amazing. It reminds me of the Challenger 650, which, by the way, I still think that nothing comes close to it. But this is from a corporate jet experience. I think the Challenger 650 is by far the very best aircraft ever created for flight sim, and nothing comes close to it in terms of its complexity and the fidelity of the simulation. When it comes to airliners, I don't think that we'll see anything as close to this Flight Factor, at least not in the foreseeable future. I don't think that we're going to see something of this fidelity and depth of simulation. So we are 38 nautical miles. Let's go to the approach reference. We are going to do flaps 30 and 135 for our speed there. There we go. Everything here is set. The approach. All right. So all here is good. And we're going to reset the MCP altitude to, I believe it's 4,000 feet. What's that? We don't need that. Let's go to Navigraph charts. And by the way, Navigraph charts now has, it has the support for VATSIM. So if you click here, we turn this on. Now you have VATSIM and IVAO. And if you zoom out, you'll see the coverage area, the ATC coverage area, and all the traffic. Look at that, guys. I mean, another reason why you should get Navigraph charts if you're serious about your flight simulation hobby. Okay, let's go to Los Angeles, 24 right. And let's take a look here, 2,200 feet. Okay, perfect. 2,200. Let's reset to 2,200. That's 3,000, 2,200. There we go. 2,000 is set. Here's the top of descent. And what we can do is if we go to the 24 right, so we're going to go to the fix and we're going to type RW. Actually, it didn't like that last time, so I'm just going to put 24 right and enter it here. Yeah, we should, it should actually, this is a bug, I think needs fixing. It should be RW, 24 right. And then the bearing is is it 240? It's 251. All right, so 251. And we are going to add a 10 nautical mile ring. There we go. And we're going to go back here. And this is our top of descent. And if we switch this to plan, and again, you can see our plan here. This is the top of descent, and we're heading over there. So if we just kind of, there we go. So that's our arrival into Los Angeles. We're going to be descending here. This is our 10 nautical mile ring, and we're going to make a turn to intercept the ILS runway 24 right at Los Angeles. Okay, we'll go back here. And we'll switch this back to map. And we are almost at the top of descent. Again, just lovely view here over the state of California. And this awesome Flight Factor 777. The 777 is fairly automated for Boeing, much more so than absolutely. Oh, SimFanatic, hey Q8, my wife just got home with lunch for us, so I gotta run. I DM'd you in Discord. Enjoy the rest of your flight. Blue skies to all. Thank you very, very much, sir. I really, really appreciate it, SimFanatic, and bon appetit, my friend. Enjoy your lunch. All right, so we're coming up to top of descent, and all right, we have that there. We have the weather. All right, so let's go with the descent checklist real quick here. So let's see here, checklists.
Descent checklist, please.
Recall. Check.
Checked.
Notes. Check.
Checked.
Auto brake.
Set.
Landing data.
Set.
Approach briefing. Completed.
Completed.
Checklist complete.
All right, we're ready to descend. We need the minimus, so let's come over here. The decision height is 100. All right, let's set that. All right, 100 set. And here's top of descent. VNAV path. We can see that. You can see the little triangle there. And let's see here. The aircraft is definitely descending. There you go. And this is exactly the expectation. This is what you expect the aircraft to do. So, so far, so good. I love Airbus. Have we checked the cabin? I don't think that we've checked the cabin, guys. Yeah, I think we forgot to do that. All right. Well, we can actually do that now. We can go. We did it in briefly in the beginning of the stream, But yeah, here you can see the beautiful first class seats. Look at that. There's your business class. There you go, and that's your economy class. Looks really, really cool. By the way, I know a lot of you guys like cabin, you know, the cabin and the fully modeled cabin. I actually normally don't care much for the cabin. But yeah, I know a lot of you guys do. But it definitely has a really nice cabin. All right, let's come here and turn up the lights here a little bit. Let's see. There we go. I think I picked a good time of day to fly the 777 so we can see all the beautiful lights. So yeah, there we go. We'll increase the panel lights there. Perfect. Everything's looking good. Right, we continue to descend. We're a little too high for the current sector, but I think the aircraft will correct itself as we go. Hi, Kuwait. Good to see you back. Hey, hi, Flyer. Welcome aboard, my friend. The crew rest compartment and the lavatories are also modeled. Yes, we've taken a look at that, Skylar, at the very beginning of the stream. God, it feels so good to be back, guys. I have to tell you. Thank you very much for the support. I really, really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate it. Right, we're descending through 30,000 for 2,200. Things are looking good. It looks like we're going to arrive and we're going to see the beautiful lights over the over Los Angeles as we come into land. The drawing of the flight plan as well in the FMC is done very well, I have to say. There are a few more tests that I want to do with the FMC, like for example, to build a DME arc manually. I've done a video on how to build that, the DME arc manually. If the aircraft doesn't have it or doesn't support it, you can build it manually. I want to see if that is supported. I really can't wait for the alternates to work. I am planning to do a flight that is going to be out of the usual short flights that I do. Maybe we're going to do a London Heathrow to John F. Kennedy in the flight factor, or in the PMDG 777 in Microsoft Flight Sim. I haven't really decided yet which one. And in that flight, we're going to be able to take a look at ETOPS and really expose the aircraft systems. We're going to do failures and things like that. So it should be a fun flight to do. So that is coming a little later, and I'll definitely let you guys know when. Rana de Oliveira, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. God, it's so nice to see all of the good old friends coming here on stream to say hello. Well, welcome, guys. By the way, nice to have you back on YouTube. Thank you very much, Thomas. Appreciate it, my friend. Good evening to you, S. Jord. Is it S. Jord? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. If you're doing the Flight Factor 777, you can also fly over to St. Martin. Yeah, definitely. All right, we're getting close now to our destination. We are 25,000 feet. We can see the mountains there. Let's switch to external view here real quick. Again, just look at that beautiful sight of the aircraft as we arrive into Los Angeles International. Just really, really a great looking aircraft. Look at that, guys. Yeah. By the way, the 777 happens to be my absolute favorite aircraft in real life. I love the 777. I prefer the 300ER version. It's just an amazing aircraft to look at. So I was very, very pleased to get my hands on this flight factor after all this time. Yeah. Very nice wing view there as we arrive into our destination. Yeah. That's right, Niels. Yeah, absolutely. So we are almost there now, folks, and so far so good. I think the VNAV hasn't really been buggy during this flight, I have to say. It's been doing what it's supposed to do. Thus far, working very, very well. Right, I can increase the lights here a little bit. There we go. I really like the lighting on the 777. Just look at that, guys. Let me show you. Let me go back. Just look at that view. Oh yeah. Look at that. By the way, you'll be very pleased to know that all the circuit breakers are modeled and fully functional. So if you pull one of these switches, it will, you know, make something inop. So you've got your landing gear, you've got your radio, all the circuit breakers are modeled and fully functional. So again, really adds to the depth of simulation. Just look at this view, guys. It absolutely looks great. We need to worry about our, let's see here. All right, so not yet at 20. All right, so we should actually begin descending again. All right, perfect. There we go. Okay. So let's very quickly check the weather over at flights. We're going to go to the weather here. The weather is 0108 knot wind. Visibility is 10 miles. Few clouds at 11,000 feet. The current temperature is 17. Oh, nice and cool. Altimeter is 29906. And everything else looks good. Okay, perfect. 29906. Okay, so as you can see here, we're getting close now, and the airport is somewhere over there. Let me put this down to 40 nautical miles. We're looking good. Continue the descent. It's so good to see many old regulars appear and for this return to YouTube. Welcome back, everyone. I will second that by Dougal. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so very much for the support. And I'm very sorry that I did not look at every little chat today. The Flying Scotsman, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. But I really wanted to focus on this stream, show you as much as possible. All right, we're arriving at the transition altitude, so standard 299er4, I believe. 299er4, was it? Man, I'm getting old. I keep forgetting 299er6. Okay. All right, there we go. 299er6, and we're going to come to the first officer's side, and we're going to change that to 299er6. All right, there we go. Excellent. Just again, very, very nice. The lighting inside the aircraft is really nice. I love it. And we can turn that on. All right. We are going to come down here and let's see here. Cabin end. We're going to go to the cabin crew and we're going to tell them to. All right.
Prepare for landing.
Of course, sir.
By the way, you can also request coffee, and they'll get you coffee. So it's pretty cool. I have to say that it's very, very cool. And sometimes if you don't ask for coffee at random, they'll come and ask you if you want coffee, and you tell them, yes, I want coffee. And the cabin crew would ask you, would you like milk? It's like, well, okay. Yeah, milk, please. So again, you can expect random things to happen when you fly this flight factor. Definitely, there is an in-depth failures module. You can set everything on fire. You can fail any of the aircraft components. That's something we are definitely going to do in an upcoming stream, where we're going to take a look at some of the failures that are modeled aboard this aircraft. So lots and lots to show and lots to experience in this aircraft. Very, very beautiful aircraft, very in-depth in terms of the system simulation, as well as the simulation of the actual aircraft operation in real life. It was being here, but I must go and start my day. Look forward to more videos. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Coffee, for being here. I appreciate it, my friend. You take care, and we'll see you next time. 12.1.3 has good weather improvements. Now precipitation colors all around the globe, not only airports. Perfect. Igor, thank you very much for letting me know. Okay, 13,000. Getting close. Here's the beautiful city of Los Angeles. And by the way, you can see here, far in the distance, you can see the boats. So that's something that's new in X-Plane 12. You'll see all the boats and the yachts over are available now, and are drone over cities and oceans, and it's really nice to be able to see sea traffic as well. All right, we are looking good. And looks like I'm going to extend the speed brake here real quick to just bring the aircraft speed down as we approach 250 knots. As we approach 10,000, beg your pardon. So we want to be below 250 knots. There we go. Excellent. All right, here we are. Let's go to 20 nautical miles. You can see, I think you can see the sea traffic now, right here, covering this area. It's a nice time of the day for our arrival. Just look at that, beautiful aircraft. Alrighty, we are approaching 10,000 feet. Landing lights on, runway turn off lights are on, and actually we'll turn on the logo lights since it's kind of getting dark here. So we'll turn those on. Everything else here is looking good. Perfect. Okay. I think you can see the sea traffic here. You can see all the tankers and the recreational boats and yachts over there. And actually, if you look closer, you'll find that they are actually moving. So they're not just static. And that is, you have an option of removing those in the X-Plane graphics settings menu. You can remove those. Look at those beautiful lights as we come in here to land at Los Angeles. We're looking good. That's Los Angeles International Airport right there. And hopefully we won't have any airplane on the runway when when it's our turn to land. I really, really like the texturing of this aircraft. I think they've really done a really, really good job. They've really taken their time to build it. And definitely the wait was worth it. We've waited a very long time for this aircraft to become available. And without a doubt, the amount of details. Look at this. You can see now the LCD display is dimmed. There's nothing turned on right now because it's turned off, but you can actually see it. Let me zoom in here so you can see. Look at this amount of detail is something I really appreciate. You can see the same thing here. You can see TRK for track and heading is the one that is active, and so you can see what's not illuminated. Just beautiful detail there in this aircraft. Really very well done. Hey, Ja, welcome to Captain. Thank you very much, my friend, for your support. I really appreciate that. The textures look amazing, even although I can only have them halfway in X-Plane. Oh, really? Is it because of your VRAM, Flying Scotsman? So you tone it down so that you don't lose, you know, the FPS, which is understood. Yeah. Right, so the seatbelt signs are on and auto brake is set to 2. I'm going to go ahead and arm the speed brake. There we go. Speed brake is armed. And you can see it in the display. Speed brake is armed. There, you can see, I think, the boats now. You can see the movement as well. Beautiful wing view there of the 777. Right, actually, let me change this view. There we go. Look at that. Wow. You gotta love that, guys. All right, 2200 FMC message. What does it say? It says drag. Okay. Well, that's okay. We can do that. There we go. There. All right. So now we are getting to the final speeds here, 210. We can actually go to flaps 1 at this point. So why don't we do that? Let me also adjust my throttle. There we go. Let me come here and go to flaps 1. Come on. All right, flaps 1. All right. Looking good. You have got to adore this aircraft. I think this is probably one of the best aircrafts, and just considering the fidelity, I definitely give this aircraft the Q8 Pilot Seal of Approval and the award of the year for the best airliner in 2024 for flight simulation. It is a well-deserved prize for this excellent work by flightfactor. And guys, if you are wondering, is this aircraft worth the price? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that this aircraft is definitely worth every penny. And it will definitely bring a lot of enjoyment to your flying experience, let alone the wealth of information that you can study to learn this the 777, not just from the actual simulation of the aircraft, but also how to operate the aircraft as it is operated in real life. It gives you a lot of perspective on how aircraft are actually handled on the ground. So definitely it receives my highest commendations and my seal of approval. Remember that the price will go up after beta, so now is a good time to get it. I agree. Hey, Antonio, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. Indeed, looks promising for the Flight Factor A350 version 2. I am quite excited about that one, and that aircraft is going to be a collaboration with the guys over at Tolis. So, considering the experience of those two giants in the X-Plane world, I would say that we're in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Wow, look at that, guys. Now, I tell you, X-Plane doesn't have the next-gen scenery, but I tell you, I do like it. I do like it. It's very believable. It's very plausible, I would say. So, yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, even when you zoom in here and you look at the streets and the traffic on the streets and what have you, I think it looks pretty good. All right, so we continue. We're going to go to the descent. We can, we're still looking all right. So we can activate the approach in just a second here. All right, so that's 210. All right. What I'm going to do now, folks, is we have 5,000. So we have a few restrictions here. So we can go. So from Livin to Brook. All right, let's go ahead and select approach. There we go. And that is going to, so 210, we're going to decrease our speed now to 100, actually let's go to 180 knot, 190 knots is fine. 190. And we're going to go to flaps 5. There we go. Let me adjust my view. Localizer captured. We're looking good, folks. I was hoping for the RR Trent, Rolls-Royce Trent 800. Yeah, they were just fine, Drishal. Yeah. Unlike PMDG shape on them for refusing to use window plugs. All right, here we are. We're making the turn towards Los Angeles. And let's see, hopefully I can butter this for you guys. But I'm sure you'll forgive me if I don't. All right, we're going to reduce our speed now to 170 knots. There we go, 170. And we have the runway ahead. That's runway 24 right there. So we're almost there. And this scene is looking really good. There you go. Those engines are... Wow, look at that. Look at that view, guys. With this latest NVIDIA driver update, I've noticed that X-Plane is super smooth. All right.
Approach checklist.
Altimeters.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Right, so the only checklist remaining now is the landing checklist. And Los Angeles is just ahead to our left now. Again, we are landing runway 24 right today. And here we are. We're lining up with the runway. We're looking good. And here's the 10 nautical mile ring. It would have been, you know, more spectacular if we had lots of rain and clouds, but, you know, that's still pretty nice. With those beautiful lights as we come into land. We're going to maintain flaps 5 current speed, and we'll continue to descend. And we'll start configuring the aircraft for the landing once we are past the 10 nautical mile ring. Wow, look at that. Just lovely. Right, still looking good. We are at exactly the 10 nautical mile. So we're exactly 10 nautical miles now from 24 right. We are at 170 knots. Right, we can see the diamond there is starting to move. So I'm going to reduce our speed to 150 knots. 135 is the ref speed. Okay, let's come over here and we're going to go to flaps 15. And landing gear down. Look at that, ladies and gents. Wow. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at the traffic there. All right, and let's go to 135. And we're going to go flaps 30. Oh, yes. You gotta love it. All right, speed brake are armed and we are good. Let's do quickly the landing checklist.
Before landing checklist.
Checklist complete.
Right, checklist is complete. We're looking good. Right,
1,000.
1,000. My aircrafts Autopilot disengaged. Auto throttle disengaged. I need to make sure that, yeah, there we go. Right, looking good.
$500. 400. 300. 200.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
Approaching minimums. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Reverse. $80 knots. Manual braking. And welcome to Los Angeles International Airport, ladies and gents.
3,000 feet remaining.
You gotta love the RAS. Again, 3,000 remaining. You gotta love that. All right. Taxi on, runway turn off, lights off, landing lights off,
Approaching
strobe lights
runway.
off. I suppose you guys want to take a look at the replay, don't you? I don't know if it will allow us to... actually, in a previous... I think we should be able to do it.
Right.
But let's do it before we... let's do it before we actually turn off the engines, because if you do that and open the doors... the aircraft during the replay, it will have all the doors open and it just won't look that good. So yeah, let's do it now. There we go. Okay, I think that's good enough. There we go. Check it out. Woohoo! I guess during replay, the we won't get the you don't see the spoilers being able. Look at that! Look at those lights! Wow! Just gorgeous, just really gorgeous. All right, there we go.
Right.
Right, we're gonna head over here to the terminal. Let's go ahead and start the APU. And one more thing, let's retract the flaps. Which parking spot? I think this one. Yeah, I've got to admire X-Plane, guys. I mean, look at the beautiful lights. The overall atmosphere in X-Plane, I think, is much more realistic than MSFS. All right, we don't want to blind the guys there, so let's turn off the taxi light. There we go. And parking brake is set. Perfect. We do have the, let's see, the beacon we can leave. Logo lights off. We can leave the nav lights on. Everything else, is this off? Yeah, let's turn that off. Now everything is off, and we can turn off the engines. There we go. And by the way, now that we are on the ground and at the gate, now we can interact again with the ground crew. So if we go to the directory here, cabin in, and momentarily, if we click here, now there's ground crew, right? So we're going to call them.
This is the captain. How do you hear?
Good to hear you, sir. The ground personnel is at your service.
Perfect. So we're going to ask them to put the chocks
We
on.
need some equipment connected.
Which one?
Shocks.
No problem. Any other requests?
Thanks, but no thanks.
Thanks, but no thanks. Okay, so we're going to just turn this off. We do have the APU currently running, so we can come here to the. By the way, we could have said we should have used wave off when we ended the pushback service earlier, but we forgot to do that. That's all right. So we're going to come here to the ground service, and now we can select the GPUs and the stairs and the bus. Let's see, what else? Service stairs, catering service, lavatory service, water, service stairs. So we have all that stuff here. Okay, and then...
Shutdown checklist.
Hydraulic panel, set.
All right, so hydraulic panel, we can turn these off. And I think fuel.
Fuel pumps, off.
Off.
Parking brake,
Parking brake is set.
Set.
weather radar, off.
All right, we can turn that off. I forgot how to turn off the weather radar. Do we just click
Off.
it once?
Checklist
there
complete.
we go. All right, so we've done the checklist here. We can come now here to the directory, cabin in. We're going to go to cursors and we're going to select
Would you like
doors.
something?
All doors to manual mode.
All disarmed and cross-checked.
Okay, so all are disarmed. And before we actually
your
come
service.
here, let's
Thank
go
you
to
very
cabin
much.
in, Mike, PA Cole, and
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking from the flight deck. I hope you have enjoyed our flight and hope to see you again soon.
all right, so here's the goodbye from the captain, which is again very, very cool. I love the fact that you can work with the ground crew, the cabin crew, to really simulate the operation. So now we will come here and we'll switch back and we'll just say,
All ears.
okay, so loading. So we're going to say unload
We are
passengers.
ready for the passengers to disembark.
Commencing deplaning.
All right. So now we're commencing deplaning of the aircraft. And if you look here, you'll see that the door has been automatically open. You can see the deployment of the ground crew here on the aircraft. Just look at how beautiful the aircraft is here at the gate at San Francisco, at Los Angeles International. And now we can go to the normal
Shutdown
checklist.
Adiro, off.
All right, so ADDOR is off. And then the emergency lights can go off as well. All right.
Emergency lights, off. Off.
Packs.
Off.
We can turn off the packs there.
Off. Checklist complete.
And now we're pretty much done with the checklist, and we are safely in the air. By the way, you can actually watch the if you go to menu and go to airplane, weight and balance, loading page, you can see the deboarding of the passengers here. You can see that. So you still have from the 115, we have 88 still on board, and they are currently leaving the plane. Again, the level of detail is excruciating, and this 777 by Flight Factor is by far one of the best add-ons developed for flight simulation, and specifically for X-Plane 12. Ladies and gents, it's been real. It's been a lot of fun, and it's been really, really a very joyful time for me here. Coming back to YouTube, to all of you fine folks, I want to thank you all for being here this evening, for your outstanding support, for your generosity, for your care. You guys are the best, and you'll always be the best. It's unfortunately time for me to call it a day and head over to bed. But until we meet again, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in this evening, and goodbye for now.